So I'm supposed to give a talk about the general status of the development, research and development of Chinese medicines. But I took the wrong USB when I came here. So today I will share with you about also research and development related research work. Our recent work, Chinese compound isolated from Chinese medicinal herb. This compound can inhibit the STAT3 signaling pathway and can inhibit melanoma growth in vitro and in vivo. So melanoma is a skin cancer. It's a very troublesome cancer when progress to the late stage. As you can see here, although it's only about 2% of the skin cancer, but contribute to 75% of the skin cancer dies. The current treatment for melanoma, usually with very low response rate, high price, and toxicity. Although the BRAF inhibitor and the immune therapy has very interesting and a very good clinical benefit, but the cure rate for melanoma is still very low. So people are searching for targeted therapies. STAT3 is overexpressed in melanoma tissues in human. And activation of STAT3 in melanoma can promote the melanoma cell proliferation, survival, angiogenesis, metastasis, and immune evasion. I took this slide from a review paper of Dr. Yu Hua. We have one Chinese medicine herb, Baizhu in Chinese. This Chinese medicine herb is very commonly prescribed by TCM practitioners for the treatment of melanoma. This herb is traditionally used as a qi tonifying herb, and in Chinese medicine theory, it can strengthen the qi, 健脾 in Chinese. So this herb is enriched in this cis-quiterpene compound. We call it 82. The cis-quiterpene containing volatile oils from this herb, people have showed has no chronic toxicity in rat. So this kind of compound is enriched in the volatile oil and has no chronic toxicity. And this kind of compound has very good oral bioavailability in animals and in culture cell experiment. And in clinical trial, one of the cis-quiterpene compound isolated from this herb has been showing a very good beneficial effects in gastric cancer patient at the late stage of the gastric that is the clinical trial. And this the cis-quiterpene compound has no significant observable toxicity to the patient. So it's a very good candidate for cancer treatments, this kind of compound. We tested the in vitro activity of the 82, this compound, cis-quiterpene compound, in culture human melanoma cells. You can see it can dose and time-dependently inhibit the melanoma cell growth and induce apoptosis. This observation is associated with the suppression of the STAT3 activation. Also, we can see phosphorylation. This STAT3 is activated by phosphorylation. You can see the compound shows very potent inhibitory effects on STAT3 phosphorylation in human and mouse murine melanoma cells. And cis-quaternion compound from this herb isolated from this herb previously has found the compound can bind to TOR4 receptor using the white blood cell chromatography method. A group in Chengdu, China, they found this kind of compound can bind to TOR4. So we tested whether this compound can inhibit the TOR4 signaling in human melanoma cells. And using the real-time PCR, we found that this compound can significantly suppress the mRNA expression of TOR4 and MYD88. That we also found this compound can inhibit the JNK and P38 activity in the human melanoma cells. Because the TOR4 signaling can transduce the signals through the MET kinase, JNK and P38, and activate STAT3. So we check whether this compound can have any impact on the JNK and P38 MET kinase. And we found that this compound can inhibit the activity of P38 and JNK. You can see that the phosphorylation of these two proteins are dose-dependently inhibited by this compound. In melanoma, people have found the SAC can phosphorylate STAT3. So we check whether this compound can inhibit the activity of SAC. In several human melanoma cells, we found this compound can very potently inhibit the activity of SAC. You can see in A375 and SK5. They have different genetic background. But this compound can inhibit the SAC activation in the melanoma cells. And we also found this compound can induce protein expression levels of the STAT3 targeted genes. We know STAT3 is a transcription factor. These genes are related to the cell survival and apoptosis, metastasis, angiogenesis. You can see this compound can inhibit the expression of MCL1, BCL-XL, and VEGF. And we also found the compound can inhibit the expression level of MMP2 and MMP9. That they are closely related to the tumor metastasis. So we finally we overexpress the STAT3, and we to see whether the overexpression of STAT3 can reduce AT2 afforded anti-proliferative and apoptotic effect in human melanoma cells. And we found that overexpression of STAT3 and diminished the anti-proliferative effects and apoptotic effects of this compound. So in animal assay, we found oral administration of this compound for 2 weeks. The tumor growth significantly inhibited dose dependently. You can see it's a very potent effect after oral administration of this compound. And in the tumor tissue, we also found this compound can inhibit STAT3 and SAC activation and TOL4 expression in the tumor tissue. I can see the SAC phosphorylation is inhibited, STAT3 phosphorylation and TOL4 expression. You can see all this is inhibited by the administration of this compound. So this data has been published. Recently, we also found this compound can inhibit the lung metastasis of murine melanoma cell B16F10 in animal. You can see oral administration of this compound for 3 weeks. The lung metastasis is very potently inhibited.
Doctor, you have 5 minutes.
Yeah, sure. It's a summary. Okay. So in summary, this compound can inhibit melanoma cell growth in vitro and in vivo, and can inhibit melanoma metastasis in animal. Yeah, probably related to the inhibition of STAT3 signaling, and may also relate to the TOL4 STAT3 pathways suppression. So this is the summary of the experimental data. This compound, this kind of compound, has very good oral bioavailability and has no acute and chronic toxicity in animals, so they have very good potential for the therapy of melanoma or maybe other cancers. People have found they really can have beneficial effects in gastric cancer. So this is the acknowledgement. This work was done by students and RAP, and we have the funding from Hong Kong RGC. Thank you.
How much does the compound consisted in Biography?
You mean the amount in the
amount of this compound in Biography?
in Beijing? It's about
It's very rare or
no,
very
in
common?
in the rhizoma of the plant, it's about 0.02%.
So how do you think? Usually we use this herb in our clinic about 5 gram or 10 gram in a day.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think such amount of this herb is effective for melanoma or not?
And usually medicinal herbs are used in combination with other herbs. The TCM practitioners seldom use one single herb.
I know.
So they may have some synergistic effects when combined with other herbs. So it's very difficult.
How about your feeling?
About my so
10 gram of bizo is effective or not?
now the herb is used in the clinic usually 3 to 10 grams
Yes.
per day.
Yes.
So for whether you can transfer to the dosage of the single compound, I think it's very different. Compare the compound from a single herb. Any compound cannot be used as the herb. Every herb contains a lot of peptide compound in the herb.